Boom, hey internets. What advice would I give art school graduates or creative art students as they're making their way through college? We're gonna get into the details right now. Jon Phenom, clothing brand mentor. I've been working professionally in fashion and apparel development for over 24 years as I'm shooting this, making my way from designer all the way to a brand director of a multi-million-dollar company. So recently I had a friend ask me to talk to his son who is going to school for the arts and was sort of intrigued with starting maybe a clothing line or doing something in apparel. And so I thought it would be valuable to share some of that information or the insights that I gave to this young student to you. Also, I'm dropping this in the time of year where graduation is happening. And so for all my graduates, congratulations. I know this is a big time of transition, but also I want to catch people who are beginning their creative journey and maybe people who are changing their major or maybe even dropping out of school or not attending school at all and want to attack a creative life or start a project that's a creative venture. First thing I want to say is when I fell in love with apparel, I fell in love with the process of making and styling clothing. I was never inspired by the vanity of labels per se, but more of the process of having individual style and also the concept of having an idea and bringing it to life through sampling and the process of improving that garment. All the way to dropping an entire delivery of outfits and new clothing and having people love that. That's really what inspired me. And so if I think about it now, what is the difference between the Jon that started when I was 18 and started my own t-shirt line to Jon Phenom now, who gives advice to over 26,000 people who are subscribed to this channel at the time that I'm shooting this? And the answer is reps. The answer is repetition. Similar to a sport, anything that you would practice or train for, I have just done a lot more seasons, a lot more projects, a lot more tech packs, and I've just designed a lot more product all the way from concept all the way through to mass production. And so with over 2 decades of working professionally on different brands, I'm very confident in the skills that I have in terms of bringing that idea, taking it to life, and knowing a lot of intricacies that might change that outcome or make it happen faster or more efficiently through the process to have a better outcome. So having said that, there's 2 things that I want to give as advice to young students. Number 1, find mentorship. Now in the past videos where I've talked about something like this, I would say go ahead and intern and be willing to intern for free. And as I shoot this, I don't think that's as practical as it was when I said it years ago. Number 1, I'll say I think the current young person is much less willing to intern for free, but along with that fact, I will also say there's a lot less organizations that will give a quality internship. So if I had a son or daughter and had them intern at a company, I'm hoping that they get a lot of valuable experience from that. And I think as the process becomes more individualistic, more people operating brands, I feel like there's less opportunity for internship at a quality level where you would get a lot of good education from it. So number 1, if you can find an internship with a quality leader with a really good program behind it, definitely do it and try to beat people out for that spot. Number 2, I would say if you can't find that, there's a ton of mentorship that's online. Nowadays, every single brand is putting out content, and so you can see the story of the founder and you can extrapolate from a lot of different podcasts and YouTube channels where people are sharing their journey about what that journey might look like for you. And this leads me to my second point of advice, which is besides mentorship, you should do projects. You should put out your own project. And whoever's watching this, if you're thinking of doing it, you can start as young as you want to put out a t-shirt line or just put out a t-shirt, put out a hat, and there's literally 1,000 Instagram handles and TikTok channels that have people who are crafting and making one-offs. There's a million wonderful YouTube channels where people are sewing things and they're teaching you how to sew. So if you're in your creative process, almost no matter where you're at, I would say put yourself on some projects, film it, make some content about it, and use it as a portfolio. Create another Instagram handle or a TikTok or both, and that will be a great project in doing whatever the series are, whatever projects there are, whether it's sewing something together, creating graphics, doing both, doing all of those things. And also it'd be a great education in branding and social media. There's so much information out there that I think there's enough for you to start and create something on your own. And it sets up 2 paths for you. Number 1, it can be a great portfolio piece This is how big companies can discover you even if you don't have any experience with any other company. You could be fresh out of school, you could be still in school, or in some cases drop out of school because they realize your talent. The second is it can actually help you with your side hustle and make it maybe your main thing. Now, this can be overwhelming because you're doing a lot of different things at once, so I would just be mindful that you're having a good time and it's something you want to continue to do. Just remember, success is based on your outcome. So you don't need 50,000 followers to make it successful. Maybe your end goal is to get a portfolio of this so you get a job. But again, with my second point, if you enjoy it and end up growing and feel fulfilled by it, you should also seek that and continue to double and triple down on it. One more thing to note, there are so many companies and nonprofits that would love you doing work for them. So I would approach them and fuse that real life exchange of real needs with a company that exists. You don't have to collab with the biggest companies in the world. In fact, a small business owner where you do a logo and a polo shirt for them, or maybe a hat design, would be so grateful for you creating that product and also giving them some sort of branding along the way as well. You guys are watching me on social media, so use this as your tool as well in your creative journey. Remember, be relentless, work really hard. When you find something that works, double and triple down on it. Hope that helps. You got questions, you can drop them all down below or you can email me here. Congratulations, graduating class. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.